Kevin Love heaping praise on his former teammate, Kyrie Irving. Here's the man himself once he gets the mic settled just so. After his big night, 34 on 12 of 15 shooting as the Nets move on to face Boston next.
Trying to stop the two of you. How do you attribute the offensive efficiency that you guys had despite that game plan?
We were very patient. As you were watching, we were just very patient, allowing the game to come to us. We knew some of the adjustments they made towards the end of the game last time. So there was some carryover from the other night. Watch film, and that's just part of the preparation when you're going against a team again and you get that opportunity. You just want to come out and play better. I didn't play as well as I would have liked the last time, so I was just picking my spots, knew that they were going to be very aggressive on my pick and rolls or, throw Isaac Okoro on me, try to slow me down, double me a few times, and, we just had good conversations as well in the morning time during shoot-around. So it was just some carryover and just a lot of patience.
Kyrie, I'm sure you see fans on social media who refer to you as Ramadan Kyrie during this time of the year. Is there anything that this time of the year brings out of you that maybe is not there during other parts of the year?
Man, I like to keep that private. This is a journey with me and God. So, I appreciate the recognition on different platforms, but it's really sacred to me. It's really, protection I feel from my brothers and sisters that are doing the same with me. And, just a blessing to be able to do it and still be able to perform. It's not easy by any stretch of imagination. So you can't really take any moment for granted during the day. I don't really have time or the attention to give energy to any distractions. So I come in here, I really just pay attention to the details, remind myself that I'm breathing, and that's enough. So it just really simplifies life and puts it in a greater perspective. I just have respect for all you guys being here and everybody that came into the arena and being able to show up and play well. That was just the cherry on top. But the day starts at like 5:35 in the morning or even before that. And, you can't really think about being hungry or anything like that. And it's just a fun journey. I'm enjoying it. And, again, I'm not alone in this, and I'm grateful to know that.
We'd have no shot at that. There were such expectations for this team going into the season. The personnel changed. The place in the standings changed. Can you guys still be what everyone thought you were going to be?
That is, that hasn't been written yet. So we just got to take it one day at a time. I don't want to be too cliche up here. But we definitely wanted to get this one tonight to start us off on this journey in the playoffs. We have Boston. I'm grateful to play against one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference that have been playing well all year. It's another challenge for us, another test. But I think we've answered a few questions towards the end of the season where we were in the 10th spot, and then all of a sudden one day later we're in the 7th spot. And we had the opportunity to win some games in a row, put us in position as we are today. So I don't want to take any of those ups or downs for granted. It got us to be where we are here today. A lot of changes have happened over the last few months. And now it's time to just really focus in on what the goal is, and that's to be in that winner's circle in the next 2 months or so and keep playing until June.
Kyrie, while you're on the topic of the Celtics, what do you think is the biggest key in slowing them down in this series?
Yeah, it starts with really slowing JT down. He has a great feel of playing against us, and everyone else around is very complimentary to that attack. And when JT's getting doubled and, Marcus Smart's pushing the pace, JB's playing well, hitting shots, Al Horford's, dominating offensive rebounds, and Daniel Tice filling in for Robert Williams. It's big, so it's going to be a great test, as I said. And, I know that team very well, and they know us very well. And it'll be a back and forth. And once you throw that ball in the air, you're going to really see some spectacular basketball, and I'm just looking forward to it.
And as far as tonight goes, what's it like to be that far into a perfect game shooting?
Let's have some more of them. Let's have some more of them. I was really putting a lot of pressure on myself towards the end of the season. You know, I had some games where I shot 32 times, or I had a game I shot 32 times, 26 times, 22 times, and I felt like I was right there knocking on the door of just being very efficient and what I'm used to doing. But I just had to get my legs underneath me, find my rhythm, trust my teammates, and just go with the flow of the game and not try to press too much. You know, we have really special guys in that locker room that think the game at a high level, so I just got to trust it.
Kyrie, how special does it feel to be a part of a team like this where not only you and KD can get going, but everybody seems to be able to contribute? You know, you get a big boost from Bruce Brown tonight, almost had that triple-double. What does it feel like to just be a part of that and knowing that you guys have now qualified for the playoffs?
It feels incredible. You know, again, I don't want to take it for granted when we have moments like this where we're clicking on almost all cylinders. And when you have guys that are scoring over 15 points, we have 4 guys score over 15 points tonight. Seth didn't necessarily have the game he wanted, but he was very efficient on defensive end, and we needed his presence out there. He created a lot of space for us. But when you have, you know, most of the starters scoring over 15 and just the ball's hopping, we're executing very well, and we're trusting one another. And as you saw down the stretch, or in the fourth quarter, we just knew some of their rotations, and we were just making the easy pass, just simplifying the game. When we get into those one-on-one matchups and, you know, me and Kay start shooting a bunch of attempts and we try to go and be special, those are going to be moments that are going to come. But when we're able to do it efficiently and everybody's touching the pumpkin or touching the ball, the energy feels better.
Kyrie, Kevin, he's always been a great passer, but it seems like the last couple nights, you know, he's really put up big numbers assist-wise. What kind of an element does that bring to your offense when he's finding people like that?
Well, I don't know a lot of 7-footers that are doing what he's doing with the ball in his hands as a playmaker as often as he is. And as when he sits up here and he's talking, you know, sometimes it's hard to really put yourself in his shoes and imagine what he sees out there, you know, and he's seeing above the defense. He's able to make shots, but when he's passing the ball like that, it just brings our level up. And when you have a guy that's willing to sacrifice himself to get other guys shots and do it consistently and really hold everyone accountable. You see him, he really comes to the huddle and he's like, hey, look, they're doubling me. I'm going to give the ball up, just make plays. It just gives everybody confidence around him. So he's a special player, as we say it all the time, but when he's thinking the game like that, PG from PG County, he does his thing, man. It's fun to watch and fun to be a part of.
Kyrie, defensively, you guys were much improved. I mean, 43 points in the first half, but at the same time, they hung around really till the end. Just what do you think was improved on that side for you guys, and just what made them tough to put away?
It's desperation basketball. Anything can happen down the stretch. It's a must-win for both of us. It was a must-win for both of us, so that was to be expected. We just didn't want to let them get too close. I had 4 fouls for a while, and then I had 5, so they were pretty much going at me. And moving forward, I just got to be a lot more cautious with my fouls. But it was carryover from the first half. It was 4 guys in the starting lineup that had 2 fouls. And, they started exploiting our switches and different matchups. So, moving forward as we get ready for the Celtics, we just got to be in a defensive stance and ready to be in our shell and stay consistent on that end because we're going to need it against them.
Kyrie Irving after a big night, moving on to face another former team in the Boston Celtics starting on Sunday.